I'm coming at y'all with a new video about background information on myself and just my whole thought process on, I don't know, why I am where I am today in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. And I just wanted to share it with you guys, and some of you care. And if you didn't know who I am, I'm Trey Faircloth. Uh, I'm from outside of Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I just love to play Yu-Gi-Oh and hang out with friends, and I play sports and do whatever I can to make people smile. Smiling makes me happy, and I love to do that. Another bit of information, I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was 16, after I stopped playing when I was about 11, because I had no one to play with. I loved the game back then, watched the show just like everyone else did. I wasn't really competitive, I had no sleeves, didn't know sleeves existed. And then when I got back in, I was kind of mind blown, and finally got back competitive when I was around 17. Tried to get competitive anyways. I was playing Light Sworns when Dino Rabbit and Agents were like the good decks. And I was just amazed about my first experience at regionals when I was at 1-3 drop, and I was just blown away by how unprepared I was compared to a lot of players. And it just made me just want to strive to do better and at least do well at nationals when they like actually attend. And well, now here I am today, after getting into Zodiac Duelist about almost 3 years ago. I was 18. I just got into college, and I just joined Zodiac Duelist because someone was like, "Hey, why don't you join this?" And I was my RA at the time, and I joined. I was not really active until about maybe a year or so ago, and I just was picking around, and I was like, "Oh, people were talking about Zodiac famous," and I thought it was a whole it was just funny, like why would you want to be famous in a group like this with just a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh players? So I started trolling around, and I was just like, alright, let's see. I'll take a couple pictures. I don't even really take pictures of myself. Well, I guess I do, but not at the time I didn't. I didn't take too terribly many pictures because I don't really like the way I look. Well, not very self-conscious. I was very self-conscious, about how I looked. I took a couple pictures and I said, of myself on the couch at my friend's house, and I said, am I Zodiac famous yet? And I was getting all this hate and people just outright trying to destroy me, with their words, and I just kind of sent them a little smile back or tell them, I love you too, bro. It doesn't bother me, But at the time, things could have bothered me. I just was not used to the whole internet trolls, and my friends had to tell me how to avoid it and quit bothering me. And at the time, I was just learning how the internet worked and how to stop, being bothered by what everybody else thought. Well, before that in high school, I was a mentor, and before then I was very, very shy in public. Didn't like to talk in front of the class. Very nervous whenever I did. And I got out of that shell when I was in junior year in high school. That was about the time I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! My life turned around a little bit, which I guess this can translate to the same thing. As you know me as the selfie king or god or whatever you're going to call me from Zodiac, and I have grown quite a bit of fans from the group, and it's so amusing. And usually I just don't really want to call them fans; they're just my friends that I've just made from the group. Some people just say, "Oh, he's my favorite player or favorite person from Zodiac," and I'm just thinking, this is amusing. I would never expected this to happen 2 to 3 years ago. I would still think I was nobody, because I was nobody when I first got into the group. I was one of those guys that just looks at pictures and doesn't really comment. But now I just look at myself today and I wonder, everybody wonders why do I take so many selfies and so many things. Well, I just kind of do it to say, put a statement there smile, be happy with what you have right now. You might not like my pictures, you might hate them, but they're just for the people that actually care and the ones that want to see my face, I guess, every day. And I just want to make them smile or make them have a good morning. What's another thing? Well, recently, as you know, I did pretty well at the national event, or the WCQ, whatever you want to call it, and I got a lot of love from the decks and the deck I played in, and I used to get a ton of love from my Unsetter decks as well, and I just enjoy it, and I don't know, it just puts me, in a situation where I'm like, oh, should I keep trying like to do good with my own creations and my own decks that other people don't play? And I try to, and I usually do. I guess I could do a lot better in events if I actually played tier 1 of the best deck, and I probably will in the near future just to see if I can actually top nationals next year. But anyways, I just wanted to give y'all a bit of information on myself and why I do what I do. And another thing that came to my attention, this is really what I want to get back to, the whole positive outlook on what you look like. I see a lot of people in my group or in the groups that I'm in, and that have pictures of like anime pictures as their profile pictures, and they always say, I've had people ask me for advice about why don't I have girls talking to me, and why can't I find a girl? Like, well, first of all, it's hard to make connections with people that don't have profile pictures or like something to remember them by. But you might remember that picture that they're using as a profile picture, but you have nothing to connect to. If you haven't seen that person in real life, it's hard to make a connection. But without using a face or a whole body picture. If you think about it, what do you remember me by now? You remember my pictures, right? You remember my smile, my eyes, the same thing does it every time, usually, right? Well, if you put that image in your head, you're never going to forget who I am. But it's really easy to forget the people that have an anime picture or a picture of a Yu-Gi-Oh card or anything. It's really easy to just forget you, or just not to remember who you are, but just remember a name, and that's it. And sometimes I even forget the name. Just be happy with what you look like. Just put yourself out there. If you don't love yourself, no one will. And just remember that. And I love you all, and just glad that you're in my life and you make a big part of it. So just have a good day, Zodiac, and all the people watching, and subscribe to my channel. And it makes me happy that I have close to 600 subscribers now, and I'm just trying to do a lot better. Wish I had a better way to take videos, but I'll do my best to see what I can do. Peace, Zodiac.